when we started looking at kind of the future of where smart things might go, with integrations with anything from TVs to fridges to whatever, and being able to control your home from there, it was realized that the native route wasn't necessarily going to be the best route for a maintainable code base. So we set about creating a web-based flow that matched the iOS and the Android concepts, but then could be reused across any, essentially device that could show a browser.
People either build third-party integrations in with the SmartThings platform, or build automations based on what other people have plugged into their account. They are able to define a screen that can have different kinds of things like logging in or options or whatever.
Strongman, essentially what it does is it takes a DSL that the customer provides, a JSON feed of how they want their configuration to lay out, and produces a UI from it. And so what was happening is we were seeing errors in our system that it was very hard for us to determine, is this an error on our side or is this an error in the code that was provided by the partner? And specifically, we were like, how can we best deliver to them useful information? If you are going to let developers use it, you should provide a way for them to use it effectively and debug it effectively. And I think that's just across the board, whether you're building smart things or anything that provides an API for someone to use. Track.js to provide exactly what I needed with the littlest amount of work on our side, again with actual documentation, actual customization opportunities.
We'd see our error rate spike up, or something that we hadn't seen before would come in. Brad would send me a link to something and said, "Okay, could you please investigate this?" And so we use Track.js's metadata feature to bring in some data like app IDs or a session ID or something like that. So Track.js, you can get the last 100 errors or something like that. Get in all of the data, the errors that occurred there, the session IDs and all of that. And so I would bring that in and then sort of organize it by session ID, because one session can have a lot of errors in it that happened at the same time. And sort of do an analysis of, here's the session, this is the app they were trying to use, and here are the things that they had problems with, and here's some other information on that app.
I feel better than ever before, because I know when we're looking at those issues that we're kind of getting a full picture of what's actually going on, and we know the right people to direct that information to. So I feel very confident that what we're looking at is correct and that it's going to be fixed pretty quickly.
I'm a lot more confident about it. We get a full view of what's happening. So when we have a spike, we can see what contributed to that spike. Sometimes it's one thing, sometimes it's a couple things, or maybe just everyone's having problems at once. But I'm not guessing and checking or doing a bunch of searches all over the place. I get to see what is a snapshot of what is going on at that moment.
Track.js has helped us in the biggest way to identify what the issue is right now. And once we were able to first understand how to use it best, to understand what's going on right now, we were then able to adopt it to, and how do we solve that best right now and communicate with the right people.
We have a good idea of who to talk to and what information to communicate to them. I'm very confident in that information, that I'm getting a full view of everything, and we're able to try to build a more robust platform.
It became the first thing I did every morning. It was email and Track.js to see, okay, who's doing something, who's breaking something, or not who's breaking something, but who's out there maybe not understanding something properly and just having a harder time developing than they need to be. And so it was just trying to track down those individual cases.